Welcome to another midnight review presented by Glasshouse Films. Carson with the beard, Adam with the face. And today, Adam, why don't you tell the good people what we're watching?
The Rover.
The Rover!
The Rover.
The Rover! Haven't you heard of the Rover?
Yeah, it's on every commercial ever.
Oh my god, yeah, nobody has ever heard of this movie. Anytime I told anybody, oh, we're gonna go see the Rover, they're like, what? The best way I can describe it, from the way that the film looks, is it looks like a more down-to-earth, dramatic version of something like Mad Max. Basically, Guy Pearce plays this man about 10 years after kind of the collapse of civilization. Also takes place in Australia. Exploitation for the win. And he pretty much has nothing to live for except for his very few possessions, one of them being his car. And
his brother.
No, that's the other guy. So anyway, this roving gang of street toughs steal his car, but in the firefight that preceded that, it looks like Guy Pearce totally took out Robert Pattinson's character, who is the brother of the leader of the gang. And so then what it looks like from the trailers is that Guy Pearce is forcing Robert Pattinson to show him where Robert Pattinson's brother is, so that Guy Pearce can get his car back. Now, while that sounds incredibly dry and stupid, after watching the trailer, it looks really great. And the director of The Rover directed another film called Animal Kingdom. I haven't seen it, but it's gotten a lot of critical acclaim overseas. So I'm actually really excited to see this. What about you, Adam?
I have no expectations for this, so it'll probably be great.
Yeah. Well, Guy Pearce is one of my personal favorite actors, and anytime he's in something, I gotta be there. I gotta see it. So I really hope it ends up good. So I guess we should go watch this thing.
Yeah, let's go see it.
All right.
What feeling do you have when you wake up in the morning? When your feet touch the floor? Or before that, when you're lying there, thinking about your feet hitting the floor? What feeling do you have? What does that feel like for you?
And we're back! So we just got out of the Rover, and Adam, what did you think?
It was terrible.
I kind of figured that from as much as you fidgeted throughout the whole movie.
I couldn't sit still. I wanted to leave so badly.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a boring movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it was a boring movie, it's that it was also non-representational.
What do you mean non-representational?
Like, they didn't talk about anything that was like pertaining to the real life, like our life right now. And they weren't talking, it was just about the movie. Everything that was happening in the movie didn't represent anything.
I'll have to disagree with you on that. There are layers upon layers of meaning in this film. It's saying a lot, but it's not saying it with words. It's saying it a lot with action. And what words the characters do speak, I believe that all the characters in the movie are ciphers. They they might say one thing, but what they mean is something totally different. Or anytime that anybody asked Guy Pearce, "Who are you? What is your name?" and he never answered, like, oh no. Then again, I also have a thing for movies that choose not to give their main protagonist a name.
I
liked it. If you couldn't tell, I liked it a lot. I thought the movie was riveting, to say the least. Guy Pearce was fantastic in the movie. Robert and Pattinson, I'm actually completely surprised. This is a movie where he plays a very dim-witted individual, but he plays it with such an endearing charm in parts that it's hard not to like him. Like, throughout a lot of the movie, he comes across very much like an injured puppy. And I don't know what it is about his performance, but he sucks you into it. It's like, wow, he can actually act. I know. Yeah, I also like the fact that that in this post-apocalypse, or whatever you want to call it, post-collapse, nobody had clean teeth. That always bothers me when I see movies like this, and their teeth are like nice and shiny and beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, toothpaste doesn't exist.
I have so many problems with that movie. I don't see how you can like it.
Now,
Tell me the story.
To be fair, it is an incredibly slow film. It is very deliberately paced. And this feels a lot like a Nicholas Winding Refn film. Not like Drive, but something more akin to Valhalla Rising or Bronson. Anyway, what the story is a man's car is stolen from him in the apocalypse.
That's it.
And he is looking to retrieve it. Now, that's what the story is, but that's not what the film is about.
It very much is.
What the film is about is this odd bonding that occurs between the man and Robert Pattinson's character Ray, and how their relationship stems from something violent into what it ends up being. And it's very interesting to see. I don't know. I don't think it's nothing.
They ended up being essentially nothing. They saved each other when they were about to die. Yeah, that's true. But they both had common cause. They were both trying to get to the same place.
I know. I wouldn't begrudge anybody for not liking it. You might think I'm an idiot for liking the movie, but I completely understand if nobody likes this, because it, as I said, is a very deliberately paced film. There's a lot that you really have to sift through and just really soak in. And I'm not saying you're stupid if you don't like movies like that. I'm just saying it takes a certain kind of person to actually enjoy them, to get something out of them. And it's definitely not for everybody. I
normally like films like this.
Really? Yeah. Name like 3.
I can't name any.
Exactly.
But I could say that if I saw a film that was representational of something and had a deeper meaning, I would enjoy it. But this film had no deeper meaning. It even said so in the film. It said sometimes things are just the way they are. I literally said that.
There's a lot to be said in this film. And I personally see it as a breath of fresh air, not in the cinema world at large, but with movie after movie after movie in the summer that are just giant tentpole films. And then we have this movie that's a slower film, a more thought-provoking film. I oftentimes love it when I come across these films, and I love this one as well. I'm very interested to see where this director is going to go from here. But yeah.
Probably nowhere, because this movie was a gigantic flop.
I know.
And it was terrible.
I know. There's a lot to be said in the film that I loved it. What can I say?
I knew that there had to be a deeper meaning to why he wanted to get the car back, instead of it just being a car. You know, I thought maybe someone gave it to him and it was the last thing that he had, or something that, you know, was very significant in his life. But come on.
Without going into spoilers, there's actually a lot that this movie represents. Especially with that ending that you're talking about. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, and there was one scene that as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's what the car's about. But it's not that big of a deal. In a post-apocalyptic world?
I don't think all movies need to be, large explosions and...
No, they don't.
And lots of action. I think that it's perfectly fine for a film to sit back and, very deliberately go through one man's journey, such as this.
If it's an interesting journey, something happens and they have a good story...
A lot happened in this movie.
Happened. Not really.
I don't know. Final thoughts, Adam?
Don't see this movie. It's a waste of time.
I won't say it's a waste of time or money, but I give a recommendation out with a large grain of salt. If you like movies like this, very deliberate, very slow, very character-driven movies, check it out. If not, stay away. No harm, no foul. Anyway, that's been it for Midnight Reviews. As you can clearly see, it's daytime, though. Anyway, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel below. Don't forget to like the page on Facebook. And go ahead and follow us on Twitter at Glasshouse Films.
And tell Carson how bad this movie is in the comments.
Or if you've seen it and you want to rap about how great this movie was, go ahead and do that.
No one's going to do that.
Till next time, stay tuned, everybody.